After my boyfriend died, I slept with his best friend, and it's eating me alive. Earlier this year, my boyfriend ended his own life. Before he was found, he was missing for several days. My mind has been stuck in this endless loop of what-ifs ever since. It's exhausting. It's like my brain won't let me accept that some things were outside of my control. We had been together for about 4 years. He was only 26 years old. About 2 months after he passed, I ran into one of his best friends, someone who was part of his extremely close friend group. Before everything happened, I always liked him. Not in a romantic way, he's just a great guy. He was always there for my BF during all of his mental health struggles, even though he struggled to understand it all himself. He knew sides of my boyfriend I didn't. He understood the parts of him he shared only with his closest friends. Seeing him again after everything, it hit me hard. It felt grounding, familiar, safe, like being around someone who still held pieces of the person I lost. We ended up going to a bar to talk. We drank way too much, opened up about things we'd never said out loud, cried, and eventually, we slept together. I know it came from grief and vulnerability, but the guilt is eating me alive, and what scares me more is that I feel this intense pull toward him now, not just physically, but emotionally. It's like I'm desperate to be close to someone who was as close to my boyfriend as I was, maybe even closer. I know that might be unhealthy. He and my boyfriend had 2 other best friends in their tight-knit group. I keep thinking, what if he told them? They were always protective of my boyfriend. They loved him like a brother, and the idea of them finding out what happened makes me sick. I feel like they'd hate me, like they'd see me as disrespecting his memory or betraying him. I don't even know if they'd understand how complicated and grief-driven that night was. What if they think something was going on before he died? Even though nothing ever happened before, the thought terrifies me. The friend I slept with hasn't mentioned anything since texting me once the next morning. He said he hoped I got home safe and that he was sorry for everything. But we haven't talked about what happened, and now I feel like I made everything awkward to the point of no return. I still feel guilty about what happened, but surprisingly not quite as guilty as I did before I posted. It was actually the harsh, judgmental comments that really helped me change my perspective of the whole thing. Despite how bad I felt about it, I wasn't expecting for so many people to act like I committed a mortal sin, but none of those people could explain why what we did was so bad or evil. It made me defensive, which in this case ended up being a good thing. I kept saying, but why was it so bad? Why do I feel this way? No actual harm was done. No one was betrayed or hurt. Nothing happened while my boyfriend was alive. The guilt I felt was real, but the logic behind it wasn't. That gave me the courage to reach out to his best friend. I realized sitting in this awkward silence was stupid, and I don't want to lose contact with him or my boyfriend's other closest friends over this. I texted him and just said hi. He responded almost immediately. I should have done it a while ago. It's really all I needed to say to get the conversation going. Eventually, I told him that I had been thinking a lot about what happened between us, and I was sorry I left so quickly afterwards and had remained silent. I just felt guilty and sad and didn't know what to do. He admitted he hadn't reached out to me because he blamed himself for what happened, and he figured I was staying quiet because I blamed him and didn't want to hear from him. We both sort of admitted we were still struggling with what happened to my boyfriend and were feeling depressed, especially with the holidays now. We agreed to meet up the next day, but stay completely sober this time. He said the night we spent together wasn't meaningless, but it also wasn't something he fully understands yet. He said being with me felt comforting, familiar, but the next morning he panicked. He said he cares about me, maybe more than he expected, and that's exactly what scared him. He said he felt guilty for how close he felt to me, and despite understanding that my boyfriend is dead, he can't get over the feeling that he's committed some sort of ultimate betrayal. He said he didn't want to lead me on, but he also didn't want to pretend nothing is there. He said he feels this pull toward me too, but also feels guilty for it. Being around each other makes us feel closer to my boyfriend, his best friend. He said he doesn't want to hurt me, or himself, or the memory of someone we both loved. I asked him if he told their other 2 close friends. Why am I sitting at home for a month fretting about whether they know or not? I could tell he really didn't want to answer, but he confessed that he told both of them about it. He apologized and said he was overwhelmed with guilt, confusion, panic, and that maybe he told them in part to punish himself. He said the other 2 friends weren't angry at me, but they're upset with him. They don't understand how it could have happened. I feel exposed and embarrassed. I don't care what he says, I'm sure they're judging me for it, which might explain why I've not heard from either of them since. I don't know if his friends will ever see me the same.